Okay, welcome to a training session with 123 Bookkeeping Solutions here in Austin, Texas. Today we're going to talk about credit memos, creating them and applying them, and also giving refunds as well too. We're going to do this both in QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online version. So let's go ahead and get started with the QuickBooks Desktop version. Just go to your customer drop-down menu and then click on Create Customer Credit. Create Credit Memos and Refunds. The reason why it kind of throws that refund in there because a credit memo is just an IOU. It's a prearranged IOU. You're just sending a piece of paper to a customer saying, "Look, I owe you some money. I can either pay it to you in form of some sort of like a cash refund, or we can just apply it to a next invoice that that they'll owe you later on." Okay. So let's go ahead and for our little demonstration here. Let's find out first of all which customers. This is just a make-believe file here. So let's just use this particular Violet workshop right here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start typing in our customer Violet, Mike Violet, and then the job is going to be workshop, and let's just say, I don't know, concrete slab, whatever, it doesn't matter. $250 credit memo, and then we're just going to click on Save and Close, and you get this little pop-up here, retain, give a refund, or apply to an invoice. So you can do it, kind of do this really quickly, but we're just going to retain as an available credit. Okay, so ultimately we have an IOU to this customer. Here it is. Later on, they're going to tell us in our little make-believe to go ahead and apply $150 to the invoice. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and open up their open invoice here, and let's go ahead and apply credits. Okay, and so it's a nice little shortcut icon right here. We're going to apply only $150 of this particular credit. Okay, so $100 balance is left over. Okay, previously applied credits is 0, and so that's all we're going to do is just apply $150 of this credit memo to that invoice. And we're going to click on Done, and you can see how the totals change down here. Okay, so save and close. Let's say the customer now tells us, you know what, I want the remaining $100 of this credit as cash, a check payment to him. Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead and go back to that credit memo, and the $100 remaining, we're just going to go ahead and use credit to give refund. Okay, automatically $100, checking accounts to be printed. Click on OK. All's been fully refunded here, and then click on Save and Close. And if you want to mail the check, there it is. Just print it out and then mail it out. Okay, so it's as simple as that in QuickBooks Desktop version. Pretty easy to comprehend. However, in the QuickBooks Online version, a little bit different animal over here to deal with credit memos. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. Let's find out what customers owe us money. I just want to. Okay, so let's do. Let's see, Freeman's right here. Let's do Gita. Okay, Gita owes us money, but we're going to create a credit memo. Again, $250. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our little plus sign here, credit memo, and going to type in Gita and then choose a product or service. I don't know, gardening, whatever. I don't really care. $250. There we go. Simple as that. And then now Gita tells us, just like the other, apply $150 to an open invoice. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's find out where the open invoices are in Gita's little life over here. So here is an invoice that's open. Notice how it says open right here. Okay, they owe the full balance of $629, and we're just going to go ahead and apply just $150 of that particular credit memo. Now, to do this in QuickBooks Online version, let's go ahead and just keep it simple here. We'll go to our invoice. There's no little snappy icons up here. It says apply credits. So we have to actually go to receive payment. There's nothing else that you have a choice of doing here. Okay, receive payment, and QuickBooks Online knows that you have that $250 credit memo. Okay, so amount received in our case here is going to be 0. Okay, we're just only applying the credit memo, and it's only a portion of that credit memo. And so what we want to do is, in our example, we're going to apply $150. So we want to say $150 payments, even though it's not really a payment. It's going to check mark it. We want to check mark the credit memo of $150. Okay, so it's basically saying $0 have been received, but it knows that we're applying a $150 payment. Where's that payment coming from? From that credit memo right here. Okay, so amount to apply is $150. Amount to credit, don't get that confused with what we're doing. Amount to credit just means that if they've overpaid, okay? In other words, you'll have a credit balance if they've overpaid you in cash. But in our demo here, nothing to do with that. So amount to credit is going to be just a flat zero, and that's it. So that's all we have to do there. Okay, so we're going to click on Save and Close. And then there's going to be a remaining $100 of that credit memo still to be dealt with here. Okay, so you can see in their little life over here, partial payment has been applied in the form of a credit memo up here, but we still have $100 to deal with. Okay. So to do that here, to give them the $100 cash that they now want, just like the other guy did in QuickBooks Desktop, again, a little bit different animal, okay? What we're gonna do is actually create a check payment to this customer. So just go to your little plus sign right here, and I want you to go to check payment. And the check is gonna go to Gita, okay? And the account we're gonna choose is accounts receivable, okay? And it's $100. And that's it. Okay, we're just going to say to redeem remaining credit memo. Okay, whatever. That's it. And then you just click on Save and Close. Okay, so in the little life over here, you wrote a check out to them. Now it still says $100. It doesn't know. So you have to hold QuickBooks Online's hand and say, okay, these one here and these two here should kind of look at each other. Okay, in order to do that, okay, to actually close this credit memo out, the next step, the last step in this whole process in QuickBooks Online, is go to your little star button here, and we're going to go to Receive Payment. Okay. And guess who the customer is? Going to be Gita. What a name, huh? And then you're going to say, okay, amount received is 0. The reason why is because you're going to click on this check payment right here, and you're also going to click on this credit memo right here, okay? So 100, and that's it. So you're actually receiving nothing, just like when you applied earlier, okay, to that invoice. Amount you received is nothing. You're just basically making one look at the other, okay? So that's kind of a little trick little game you got to play in QuickBooks Online, is just kind of make one look at the other, okay? And that's basically it there. And after I click on Save and Close, I'll show you what happens in that customer's profile. So let's go ahead and click that. And this will effectively close out that credit memo. And yeah, that's exactly what it did here. Credit memo, 0 balance. Okay. I don't expect you all to know this. So definitely rewind this tape back of this demonstration so you know exactly how to do it, to how to handle this kind of situation in QuickBooks Online. Anyways, if you have any questions, if you'll always feel free to email me at david@123books.biz. Thank you.